Hello, goons and goonettes. You know what's funny? Not you. But you know what is funny? Tom and Jerry. Since 1940, the Tom and Jerry short film series has entertained many people around the world with Tom the Cat and Jerry the Mouse's shenanigans. Rivals for sure, but friends from time to time. The franchise has gone through many different eras with various directors, writers, and producers. With the first era being the best, and afterwards, cool. The franchise would continuously go through rough patches, either not retaining the original short style or downgrading animation quality. With so many reboots, either well received or disliked greatly, the biggest disappointment of this franchise is the fact that we haven't gotten a good movie. The first ever global over an hour length movie was Tom and Jerry, the movie. I'm sure they worked really hard for that title. The downside to it was...
I'm Tom.
I'm Jerry.
You talk!
Yeah, the movie was really hated because of the fact that the two could talk, and also the really bad music, and the really bad human plot, in which really treats Tom and Jerry just secondary characters and not main characters, even though the title of the movie is Tom and Jerry. Then after that, of course, the franchise would continue with different series on different programmings, and we will also get direct-to-video movies. The ones I have are The Fast and the Fury and Blast Off to Mars. While these are the only direct-to-video movies I watch of the franchise, the opinion I form for these are just, like regular Tom and Jerry short films, but longer and is mixed in with other properties. They are funny at times for sure. Well, to be fair, I haven't watched it in a while, but from what I remember, it was pretty funny. But I don't think they hold a special value to be the ultimate Tom and Jerry movie. They are direct-to-video movies after all. Again, they were either well-received or disliked greatly. It was either 60% or lower on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah. That was until November 17th, 2020, when the trailer dropped for a live-action animation hybrid Tom and Jerry movie. Why? Nobody was asking for a Tom and Jerry movie anyways. For so long, people just, forgot about the franchise. It just lays doormat on Boomerang with some episodic series that I don't even watch. That's all the franchise ever been like. It's just episodic series on different programmings. But yeah, it just basically became, that Cat and Mouse. They were funny in the 40s. Though digging in Wikipedia, apparently they had a movie planned since 2009, following the success of the Alvin and the Chipmunks movie. That is not a great sign. Then apparently it was announced in 2018 that Tim Story would direct the movie, and filming began in 2019. Lucky for them, they wrapped up filming before pandemic restrictions, I guess. I had very mixed feelings from the trailer and questioned why it couldn't just be fully animated. I mean, Tom and Jerry already looks so weird in a live-action setting, so I was not excited about it. Well, I like to keep an open mind when movies like these give me a mixed feeling trailer. And you could just watch it. It is free on HBO Max. Oh, well, you do have to pay a subscription for HBO Max, but there's no extra fee to watching the movie, so let's just watch it. God, where do I even begin with this movie? Oh, I know. What are the rules? Every animal is apparently animated in this entire movie. Like that butterfly, that bird, that pigeon that raps at the beginning of the movie. And Tom and Jerry. Now in this world, these animals are supposed to be like our regular animals. In our world, they're just animated. Except they talk. And then, again, some others don't talk and don't abide by real physics. They abide by cartoony physics, even though they're supposed to be like real animals in which they're supposedly come from our world, but they have cartoony physics. So, how does that work? I mean, there's even animated fish. You're telling me that the humans in this world eat animated fish? At least with Who Framed Roger Rabbit, they had established rules. It was just toons from a different world where they had different physics and they could come into the human world where they can use their physics and it would make sense because they're toons from a different world. With Tom and Jerry, they're supposed to be real animals because they can be pets like Spike with the dude and dudette, in which it all comes down to it just looks so distracting. In a live action setting, all these cartoony physics, I mean, they're funny, well, some of them, it's just very distracting from a live action setting. I know they were trying to bring the magic back with this animation. I mean, like, the animation is pretty nice, I guess. I mean, it is 3D animation, and they're able to get like those squish and squash things for animation. I don't know the exact terms for them, but yeah. So why not just make the rest of the film animated? This movie has no point in being in live action. If the film was fully animated, I would have no problem with the cartoony physics because it's an animated movie, not a live action movie. It's just that the live action setting abides by real physics and is in conflict with fast-paced animation physics, and those animation physics are just too distracting for the live action setting. It throws me off. It bothers me so much. Now the thing about this movie is that while the movie still has that Tom and Jerry charm, which I can enjoy for the most part, it's just that everything else sucked. Just like the last theater movie, it has a stale human plot, and this movie just has unbearable characters. Look how they massacre my boy, Michael Pena.
Can I assume that that's the aquatics manager?
That's Goldie. She has no official position at the hotel. That's a fish.
Why did he take that so seriously? It was obviously a joke. And the husband just has a face of, why am I here? I can tell Chloe Grace Moretz was trying her best at this movie. But at what cost? Her character just didn't do it for me. I feel like she was trying to do a good job, but it ended up just not working for me, at least. She even stated that her character starts off unlikable, but progressively likable, and I was lied to. I'm sorry. I wanted to like her character, but the plot is just stale to go through, and every character has this weird, confused look and positions, even positions all the time, which I think it has to do with them not properly interacting with the animated animals. Like, they were just getting the shots and they didn't know what to do until the animators saw the scenes and they just worked with that. And that brings me to humor. None of the jokes are great. They don't land.
Hey, buddy, I get it. Those other spots didn't float your boat, but wait until you see this next place. It screams Mouse House. Wait, can I say that? Is that copyrighted?
Get it? Because Mickey Mouse Clubhouse and Jerry the Mouse, his house.
Stop it! You guys gotta stop fighting. It's like you've been doing this for years.
Get it? Because they had beef for 80 years now.
If a picture of this mouse is tweeted up to Instabook Face or the TikTok.
Get it? Because old person.
He's had a couple of espressos. Sorry, he's a little animated.
Yeah.
Get it? Because all of the animals in the movie are animated, which is weird. But then there's also small scenes where I have a problem with. Why does that background look so fake? Why is there a small door for Jerry even though they don't want mice in a hotel? You say his hand looks like it's bleeding, but it literally looks fine. Chloe looks so awkward in this shot, like she didn't know where to place her hand, and the animators just worked with that. And why does the logo in the movie look different from the one in advertising? Those wood planks and hammer look so animated to me. Is it just me?
Check this out. In celebrity news, major commotion at the Royal Gate Hotel as New York's elite couple Frida and Ben are tying the knot in a private intimate wedding.
There's no point in a narration. We know what's going on. Rapping pigeon? What is this scene? When did it become a comic book movie? Why is there big words in the sky? What's with this? What's with the transitions? What is this? When did this become a comic book movie? What there was This literally came out of nowhere, but they just included it in. It's just so weird. And then basically everything! It just so slowly switches between the chase with Tom and Jerry scenes and the stale human stuff that you basically forget Tom and Jerry is part of the movie. Once again. Like they treat the two as just background characters and not main characters. We're too focused on this dudes and dudettes wedding. If you just remove Tom and Jerry, it would basically be the same movie. Because the whole movie has been about Chloe, or Kayla in the story, just trying to organize a wedding and it goes wrong. Just remove Tom and Jerry and it would be the same movie. I don't care about this dudes and dudettes wedding. I just want cartoon violence with my favorite cat and mouse. Plus, there's not a single song that radiates the original's music. Just pop culture songs, but they constantly remind you that it's Tom and Jerry when it does not match what the original was at all.
You guys gotta stop fighting. It's like you've been doing this for years.
Again, get it? Remember those times? Don't you like Tom and Jerry? Don't you love this cat and mouse you loved for years? And then we completely take it away from you. As much joy you could get from the Tom and Jerry scenes, I feel as though they didn't do anything clever with their chase scenes other than Tom trying to get to the window and his little invention to trap Jerry. That's all they do because it's dropped quickly in favor of doing the unthinkable and let them be friends. But then drop quickly again just for one moment and then drop quickly again for friendship. I just want my cartoon violence. I want my good slapstick humor. But no, just do some pop culture stuff and think we're doing something original. It falls on treating Tom and Jerry as just secondary characters rather than main characters. They repeated the same mistake as the last movie. And then the movie just has dry humor and a lack of rules of cartoon animals, which are supposed to be real animals in a live action setting, but they don't have the real physics. They have the cartoony physics, which is just so distracting from the live action setting of the movie. I wanted to like this movie, but it does nothing to do that. Some of you would say, it's just a kid's movie. It's not meant to be taken seriously. Go away and think about what you said. The point of children's entertainment is, yes, entertain the children, but make sure it can cater to adults and therefore leaving something for the kids to remember and admire when they grow up. Like understanding that one story scene, that joke that didn't become outdated, finding out about that one adult joke that you miss. It's gotta be something that you gotta be nostalgic about and shown to your children and so on and so forth. This movie doesn't do that. I loved Tom and Jerry for a long time, and they completely did nothing to bring back this franchise properly. I just want to forget about this movie and go back to watching the original stories, as well as Fast and the Furry and Blast Off Tomorrow. So maybe I'll watch those another day. I haven't watched them in a while. And so I give the score of Tom and Jerry, the 2021 movie, a 2 out of 10. Yeah. Hey, wait a minute. They didn't have that main human character with the main animated character in the car scene, just like every other live-action animated hybrid movie. That's it. This is literally the worst movie ever. It's worse than Cars 2.